Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Redneckologist show. This is Spur. Coot's not with me today. I'm just bringing you a short bonus show to talk about a shelving system I designed and built for my shop. I have really high ceilings in my shop, and I wanted some shelves up where I could get to them for things like camping equipment, turkey fryers for crawfish boils, things that you use maybe once or twice a year, or you don't use that often. And you just want to get them up out of the way, away from the power drills and things that we use quite often. So what I did was I came up with a 2x4 little cheap, I mean, you can buy pre-cut studs on these things, you know, $1 a piece or whatever. And it's really cheap and easy, but it's not just for things going up high. I built one for our 2-car garage. And what we do there is it's things like we live out in the country. So my wife goes to Costco or to box stores, you know, and goes shopping and comes back with boxes of cases of beer and wine and drinks and juice drinks and Gatorades and things like that, because, you know, it's 20 minutes to run to the store around here. So I built a big old shelf in there where she can put big, heavy cases of things up there. Of course, you know, we can put other things up there too, like paper towels or whatever, but gets it up off the floor and out of the way. And it's mounted right above my box freezer out there, and, you know, where we keep the deer meat and stuff. But these shelves are built out of 2x4s, cheap, like I said, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and play a video for you, and then we'll talk about it just a little bit more.
Hey everybody, I wanted to share with you these shelves I built in my shop. We've got a rather large shop, you can see, and it's a pretty tall building. It's, so if you need to get to high spaces, I built these shelves up here, and I'll show you how I'm getting up here in just shortly. But first, I wanted to show you the construction on these. These are set on 24-inch centers because this is a big, large shop, and that's actually a steel I-beam right there. So, you know, it doesn't need to be on 16s here, but it's on 24s. And every one of these studs here, I've got an angle bracket. And I've got my tape measure here, but this long one is 13.5 inches long. And you can see where I've got the 2x4s, but I've left space here. So what I did, once I mounted this thing, is I put the back 2x4 flush, put the front 2x4 flush, and centered the middle 2x4. But 13.5 seems to work really well because nothing can fall through this little 1-inch spacer right here. But you can see we've got camping equipment up here. We've got a Coleman cooker, some propane bottles, several sleeping bags, a couple of tents. But you know, stuff you don't use very often, you just put up here out of the way, and it doesn't clutter up. You can see we have clutter, but it doesn't clutter up the floor space, and it gives you a lot more room to put stuff. Now down below, and you can see we've got a lot of stuff. We've got a big long workbench, and I built all of this, and these are just some boards I nailed across to put some nails out of, to hang nails and screws to hang different tools and equipment on. But let me give you the measurements on this. This vertical right here, horizontal, is 13.5. This angle is 12 inches from outer to outer with 45-degree cuts, and then we have a 9-inch vertical here, and this is the one that attaches to the wall. The way I put this up is really easy. First thing I did was found my height I wanted, and then I snapped a level line across all of these, and I just used a level. And I'd make my first mark, put the level on mark, make my next mark, move the level over, make another mark. And I marked it right at the top of each of these uprights right here. And then I pre-drilled the holes, and I have 2 screws in here, and I mounted all of these. After I got those mounted, I took and put the top one on, and I had my crossbar here with pre-drilled holes at an angle going in. And so what I did was I got up there and I put 2 screws on the top of it, and then put my little screws going in like this. And then I did all of those, and then just laid the boards up there and screwed them down. And that's about it. But what you end up with is a nice big shelf, sturdy shelf that I could actually hang off of. And you can put a lot of weight up there. Built several of these, one in our garage, 2 in the shop here, as you can see. I've got a little space in between, but I'll just skip the I-beam, or I would have made a solid shelf. Now, how am I getting up here? So let's step back down, and I'll show you the steps. So what I did was I left cubbies, of course, under. Of course, here I've got some circular saw, different tool, plastic cases that the tools came in. We fish a lot. Here is my that goes on my jaw horse. It's a miter saw holder table saw there. But this was for the chickens. They wanted privacy. They were laying in the shop, so I built this little pegboard thing that we can take off. It's got two little nails holding it on, and over in there is a lay box. You can see there's no eggs in it, but you got a router and all that. But anyway, so the legs are here, and there's cubbies under here. Well, what I did was I left one cubby open, and these steps will actually just, if I just kicked them, they would just slide right back up into that empty cubby. You can build these steps. I just kind of came up with the design. I've done a lot of woodworking, and so I don't remember all of the measurements on it. I just kind of eyeballed it and put it together. But you can see I've got a frame at the bottom. I left the front open. I've got, let me just get you the measurements on it just in case you want to know. So let's go ahead and pull the tape out. We've got 27 inches on that on these two sides here, and then in between the 2x4s I've got a 17-inch one running. This is 17 inches, and it's set inside these, and so each one of these are 17. There's one there and one there for each of the steps. And then what I did was I just brought risers up, two on each side, gave myself a little double step, brought them up. The first one here was solid enough, and then I put these two in, just kind of, lined it across to where it would keep the top one sturdy. And that's it. And then I just put 2x4s across the top so I can stand on it. And I will step up here. It's solid as a rock, and really easy to walk on, stand on. And what I've done is got it where when it comes up, the last step is up to the bench top surface. But I was actually standing on this when I was showing you the shelf up there. So you don't have to get all the way up there, but once I have this cleaned off a little bit more, I can actually step up there and walk along my bench and get down here, or I can just drag my steps to that area and get up to my turkey fryer stuff. We had a crawfish bowl not too long ago. My pots aren't up there right now, and but we do crawfish bowls with 3 pots and all that, and then so you can realize that crawfish bowls you don't have all year round. So I've built a shelf to keep all that stuff up there. Fish fries too, big fish fries. If I'm doing a little fish fry, I just do it in the house. But anyway, I just wanted to show you these sturdy shelves, and maybe give you an idea if you want to build yourself a workbench with an area to store stuff up high.
All right, so that was the video. Hope everything was pretty self-explanatory. If you've got a better way to do it, please leave a comment below and let me know. These shelves hold a lot of weight, I can tell you that. I could swing from them once they're upright. You got to use long screws though to get into those studs in the wall. So make sure you get some screws that will go all the way in there, really secure. But other than that, gravity holds the top down. You just got to make sure you get that cross brace just right. The steps you can probably just buy you some little old 2-step step stool or 3-step or whatever. But that's what worked for me. I had some 2x4s left over and just threw them together. So hope you enjoyed it, and hope you found something useful out of it. This is Spur, and as always, please don't forget to subscribe.